Yeah, really good win, and it's a good Charlotte team. And when we went to their place, they had 15 assists, 9 turnovers, and just thought we did a really good job tonight. We needed to turn those guys and not help and sag off as much and be in gaps in order to allow them to get the assisted buckets that they were able to get there. And so they end up with 5 assists for the night and 15 turnovers, and that was the biggest change in just how we approached it. And Mingo is just he's such a difficult cover. I mean, if you go look at it, I think he's stuck between Trey Kaufman Wren at Purdue and AJ at BYU in regards to efficiency, and he's just such a tough cover. But I thought Karan Boyd, and I know he finished with 24 points, but was the assist. I mean, he finished with 26 and 10 at their place, but I thought that we did a really good job of making those guys turn around, and they had to make plays for themselves. We weren't going to allow them to make plays for others. And I thought Karan Boyd did a really good job. And then I mean, Dre calls KB off on a number of opportunities to where we asked him to switch back, and he said no. And I thought he stepped up and answered the bell, and just thought our fight was what it needed to be. We missed out on a 50-50 ball between KB and 31 there in the first half, and we didn't miss any more 50-50 balls after that. So just really, really proud of our fight.
What was working for KB in the first half?
Yeah, he's playing with force. We were able to clear a side for him, and he was able to get to the rim, and they were just plugging so hard off of TJ and DB, which is what they ended up doing there. And not only does he get the layup and a push down that led to some fouls there in the second half, but he also gets the assist to DB, which allows him to get the dunk. So I thought KB was just playing with force. Just I mean that kid just he shows up every single day, and I mean that's one of those guys that you invite for dinner over to your house because he's such a wonderful kid, and you don't ever question his fight and his ability to practice. He's kind of in if you know KB, he's kind of a quiet kid, but the truth is he's the voice of our team. Like as he goes and the tone that he sets, and we've asked him that we needed to be a better tone setter. That I just think that his ability to play with force, and he has the 14 points, and we were able to dominate. I think it was 26-10 at the half on paint points, and I know people think of that from a big perspective, but from a perimeter perspective, it was KB.
Was that like a push down clinic right there that he put on that first half?
Did a really good job. I mean, if you go one of the plays, for instance, that he was just able to turn around and lay up, the play wasn't even for him. He just saw a window of opportunity, took it, and that's what you appreciated. I've told those guys, I need you guys to step up. You need to take this team over. We don't get a rebound. We do not make a free throw. We need you guys to be a lot more assertive, and I think you saw that tonight. And that's what needs to happen. Eventually, a player led team is always better than a coach led team. And I think you just saw players really being willing to step up. And I thought Kate B's aggressiveness and his ability to play with force kind of allowed us to be in the game early.
And I assume since he was in here, he's okay.
He's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and just the physicality we talked about after Tulsa, a little disappointing. Tonight, you feel like just the job you guys did on Bonk, on the rebounding. You feel like this was a pretty solid bounce back.
Solid, yeah. I mean, again, we lose, and you're gonna lose some. As we tell the players, we don't expect you to win every fight, but we do expect you to fight every fight. And there was a situation where we didn't fight in that first 3 minutes. We had to address it. It wasn't an issue again after that. We were, I think, -7 on the glass at some point, so to finish +2. But I mean, there were 5 total fouls called there in the first half, and you just knew that like this whistle is not getting blown, and you better not look for it. You better not sit around and make excuses. You better find a way to be able to play through that. And to our guys' credit, they did. I thought Eman's buckets there that he played through, the 2 for 2, I thought his buckets were huge. And just he was looking over, and why didn't he get a call? And so I appreciated him in the second half just fighting through that and being able to convert.
said before, I mean, you guys aren't a defense that forces a lot of turnovers. 15 tonight, a lot of steals. Is there anything that stuck out to you, like what you guys did different tonight?
Thought we did a good job of just staying home. Again, what we needed to do is those guys needed to go make shots at the rim, and if they made shots at the rim, God bless them. But we weren't going to do all of this sagging off and let Mingo just pick us apart, and then again get the 10 assists. And thought we stayed home. It created some turnovers early, and you needed to defend him without fouling. For the most part, we did a good job. The 2 threes that he makes in the first half, and what did he finish with the game? He only finished with 2, so he was 2 for 3 at the half. We go under. You can't go under on a 46% 3-point shooter, and we didn't go under again. The 2 times that he shot the threes in the second half, one of them was late. But again, a lot of credit just goes to Dre, just on account of how much hostage dribbling all of those guys over there do, and we worked on it quite a bit in the last 24 hours, and I thought we were able to eliminate a lot of that stuff by our physicality.
For you guys to have the stretch that turned out being Tulsa Charlotte of first place back to back, just how big of a win is it in terms of the log jam that is kind of up there in the top 6 or 7?
You know more than I do, TJ. I'm just telling you.
How important is it to get one of that?
Yeah, I mean, we need to be in the race. I mean, like you need to be able in the last week or two that you know what, like you're in it. And so I don't really pay attention. Like it really doesn't matter. Like you just need to find a way to go 1-0 and stack wins. I knew that via Kim Pomeroy that our first 9 games on the front 9 were the toughest. And like when Kim Pomeroy ranks who you've played in the conference, and I knew that we were number 1. Obviously, 5 road games, only 4 at home. I knew that was switching. Hey, we're going to get 5 home games to 4 road, and so you don't really get caught up in the standings just because everybody plays different people. And so I just again I'll pay attention to it probably, later. I mean I knew Charlotte was 7-2. But I'll pay attention. But you need to be in contention when you get to those last 2 weeks. So we'll find out where it is. But until then, it's just how do we go 1-0.
So did you ask Karan to be a better tone setter, offensively, defensively?
All of it. Now, like we need again, the game's not going to be won in the first 5 minutes, but the tone is going to be set. And like we need to make sure that like the opposition understands like it's our job to make you play poorly. And I did not think that we did that in the first half. I go back to the 2 unders on Mingo. You can't let a guy of that caliber shoot those kind of shots. And then just really had to address some of it at halftime. So for them to shoot 52% in the first half, 5 for 9, and then to go 1 for 9 there in the second half. And I thought the looks were way too clean, and I thought we were way more extended, and we were going to handle the 1-5 pick and roll in a situation where it was just a 2-man coverage, and we needed to remind them. You have to change pick and roll coverage just based on personnel, probably every single game, just given. And again, off of a 1-day prep, I just on the floor prep, I thought our guys did a really good job.
On that second half, 15-2 run there pretty late. How much of that do you think was fueled by physicality, defense?
I mean, in order to get a run, you have to get a stop, right? And then KG's over there. He's 2 for 10. We bring him out and let him sit for 5-7 minutes, and then he comes back in and he goes 2 for 3. And like he was a big part of that run. And I thought we needed to give him more of a break. But when he's getting a break, we've got to have some guys who can hold it over while he's spelled. KB was a part of that. KB was a part of us getting stops, and then we were kind of just able to maintain and then create some turnovers. I think of Brian's conversion off of the layup, but I thought KG came in, and it's hard sometimes over there. Like when do you get him out? It's one of those situations where I know you're hot, I know you're making shots. KB was that way in the first half, but I need you guys for the last 10 minutes. And I know you're feeling it right now. But KG wasn't. KB was earlier, and we didn't get him out long. But I thought a lot of it had to do with we were able to insert some fresh bodies.
know there's a lot of different factors, but like the Will versus Bonk, it seemed like that flipped pretty drastically from the first matchup. How key was that for Will to kind of get the better of that matchup tonight?
Huge. Like, I mean, Will just having gone through everybody, or not everybody, but seen a lot of what this league does. I mean, I'm taking Will every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I love that guy, but he needs to bring the intensity. Like, he needs to. I don't care about you missing shots. I don't care about you missing free throws. All that stuff is going to happen. But I go back to my earlier statement of we don't expect you to win every fight. We do expect you to fight every fight. And I thought his fight was really, really good tonight. Thanks, guys.